Hey everyone, so as I'm sure some of you are aware, I'm currently a member of the Royal Astronomy Society of Canada, and one of the benefits of membership is they actually send you out this book every year, and this is the Observer Handbook 2021. And I'm just going to unwrap it here for you. Ooh, unwrapping. And basically this book is got a whole pile of really useful observing data in here. It sort of gives you an idea of what happens during this year. It is only for 1 year, and it is catered to the Canadian sort of observer because it is the Royal Astronomy Society of Canada. Somebody in the Northern Hemisphere can get a value out of this. However, for people in the Southern Hemisphere, it's a little bit less detailed for you guys. So it has some great maps on here, like this is showing how often you can expect clouds in different parts of the countries. And this is over Canada, obviously. And it shows you sort of like between August and November, January, March. It's got some weather information, like how often you should expect to be able to observe. What else we got in here? There's a whole part here about like astronomical sketching. Like this book has a lot of really useful information in it. And it has some information here about like what settings you should consider to start with when you're doing like planetary or solar or deep space object, like in terms of like starting settings. It's got the sky by the month. This is a neat page here. So this one here has the lunar cycle, and it also shows you the Jovian moons, where they rotate and where to expect them to be at any particular time. And it's quite neat, especially if you're saying, where should I find particular moons, etc., what phase am I looking at? There's also a whole pile of like data on like when do they rise, when do they set, their magnitude, their size. So that's kind of a neat thing. And it also the book also has information on eclipses and stuff. Actually, you know what? Yeah. So like solar eclipses, where you need to be, to where to see it. In this case, you need to be in Antarctica, so you know, good luck with that one. Some penguins are gonna have a nice view. What else they have? They have moon rise and moon set tables. So that's useful for you know, if you want to know when the moon's gonna rise, when it's gonna set, especially if you're planning observing sessions or astrophotography sessions where you need to have that moon in the ground. What else we got here? So the book also has a large section on solar observing, sort of the different types of solar events and stuff. So it's actually quite educational, which is great. And what else we got here? Sunrise and sunset tables. There's also information on the planets. This particular section here is about Jupiter. It includes a picture of sort of what's the main features on Jupiter that you can sort of expect, along with a lot of data on their moons, etc. What else we got? Oh, there's Saturn, Neptune. Yeah, so this is the configuration of Saturn's orbit here. So again, it's one of those things where for somebody who's doing planetary and want that detailed information, it's in here for this year. It's kind of a neat thing. And then yeah, they have dwarf and minor planets. They also have some information here about variable stars and a whole pile of other stuff in here. Like, what do we got here? Yeah, there's a huge table of contents. Limiting magnitude star charts. So basically how to figure out naked eye limiting magnitude in your observing location. Where if you can see the star, then that's your limiting magnitude. If you can't see the star, look for one that's a little bit brighter, and then that's going to be your limiting magnitude. So this book is actually quite cool. Definitely, if you're in Canada, I would suggest that you consider getting a RASC membership to get this. I believe you can order this separately, but there's a lot of value in joining your local astronomy club. And for Canada, that's the Royal Astronomy Society of Canada. I think for like 99% of the country. And for like the US, there's several astronomical groups. And again, around the world, there's various ones that exist. Generally, I would suggest that you put the name of your town or city into Google and say Astronomy Club. And if you don't find one, look on a map, find a slightly bigger town near you, write that title in, Astronomy Club, and you probably will find an astronomy club nearby. And if you don't, there's usually a national one. that you can join, and it's a good thing to do because it gets you in groups with like-minded individuals. I know from my club, we have like an email list that we've been going back and forth. We have a weekly social gathering on Zoom, and we also have our monthly meetings. Now, when we aren't in a pandemic, we have the monthly meetings. The emails still exist. We may continue the Zoom thing. We'll see. I think some people really enjoy it. And we also have like star parties, outreach, and a whole bunch of other events and activities that go on throughout the year. So definitely consider joining your local astronomy group. Maybe they have cool documentation like this, but also it's a great way to meet other astronomers and people who are, willing to, and happy to help you out, but are local. So you can maybe phone them one day and say, hey, I'm having a problem with this, Bob. Can you come over and fix this, Bob? Or help me figure it out, Bob. And I'm just using Bob as a name. But yes, so there's that. So I've just come in for the night, and I'm hoping to process the data tomorrow to give you a bit more telescoping technical video, and a half, because I have a second one I'm working on. It just needs a little bit more data, so I'm hoping tomorrow will somehow magically be clear, although originally the forecast was pretty snowy, so, fingers crossed, clear skies. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more astronomy stuff, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, comments, etc., there is a question comment box in the YouTube video link. So thanks very much. And clear skies.